All right, y'all. We doing something. We doing something a little different today. We gonna be talking about TikTok story times. We're reacting to. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Just one thing your ex did or a memory you have of them that will haunt you for the rest of your life. It doesn't have to be something that would be scary to everybody, but something that stuck with you. I'll go first. A few days after my therapist told me that I needed to leave because he was going to kill me one day, I told him about it so that he would realize how scary he was and hopefully change. Um, he didn't say, "Oh, babe, I would never do that to you," or, deny it in any sort of way. He said, "How do I fix that?"
Oh, dang.
As in, how does he fix the urge to want to kill me? So that freaked me out
Nah.
pretty bad. I still think about that pretty often. So I want somebody to one up me. Tell me your story. Duet this or comment something terrible, or it doesn't even have to be the worst thing that ever happened.
Oh yeah. Shouts out to the Juice story times, cause this is his content, by the way. There's the plug.
He made me cry, so he took my hydro flask and banged it against his forehead 4 times.
Dang.
Because he made me cry.
His child was most likely autistic. They were still trying to figure it out. But when I got pregnant, he told me that he wanted me to keep the child
What is this
because he
audio?
wanted to start over with a normal kid that he could have a real family with.
No, that's crazy work. Why would you say that about your kid?
We were not together at this specific time. I was really friends with his sister at this time, and I was staying at her house where he also lives at because they're siblings. And one of his friends had come over and came into her room to hang out with us, and he laid his head in my lap, I'm guessing wanting me to play with his hair, so I did. Remind you, I'm single at this time, okay? And he comes in and just gets so pissed that he slams the door so hard that it breaks off of the door handle and then punches. Like, this is his sister's head, and this is where he punched in the wall.
Dang.
I should have read that red flag, but I did not. I did not.
Oh, probably when she would have me take her to the airport to go visit her family in Mexico. And then she would bring me back these like souvenir coffee cups from the trips. Like they would go on trips to like Utah and Colorado together. And she would bring me back all of these coffee cups. So I had an entire cabinet full of these like memorable coffee cups from the trips that she would go on with her family.
Right.
And then fast forward to me finding out that she was not going on trips with her family. She was actually in a 13-year long relationship, and I was taking her to the
No.
airport to go visit her actual girlfriend.
No, she was living a double life. Oh, that has to hurt.
Also, this is after she proposed to me.
What? Oh,
My ex did a lot of crazy things, but one thing that I will never ever get out of my brain is that after he takes a poo, he has to stand up, put his foot on the toilet, and then wipe his.
So I'm going to tell the shortened version of this story, which is that I got a concussion, had nothing to do with him, but he pretty much told me, oh, you don't actually have a concussion, you don't actually have a concussion, even though I definitely did. And I didn't have a car at this point in
he gaslighted you into not having a concussion. What kind of? What?
my life, so I didn't go to the doctor. But he was like, hey, do you want to go to Avengers Endgame with me this weekend? And I'm like, sure. So we went, and having a concussion, I threw up. So I ran to the bathroom and I threw up in the theater. And he comes out and doesn't say anything to me. And we drive the 25-minute drive home in silence. And then when we got back to my place, I was like, what is going on? And he was like, I'm upset, and I don't feel like I'm allowed to be upset because that's me being selfish. I feel like I'm being tested. And if I express that I'm upset that I just wasted my money, then I'm a bad boyfriend. And it was so manipulative that it got to the point where essentially I was apologizing to him by the end. Mental illness.
Unfortunately,
She dated that dude too. Uh-uh. And she knew she had a concussion. Well, how did you? Why didn't you go to the hospital?
I have 1,000. I'll just tell one of them. While we were driving on the freeway, he was driving, I was in the passenger seat. I found out that he was still doing drugs behind my back, and instead
of admitting it, even though it was true, he decided to fake pass out behind the wheel.
What? What? Why would you fake pass out behind the wheel?
While we were on the freeway, while he was driving.
Ooh.
So, passed out. I had to grab the wheel and try to wake him up and hold on to make sure that we didn't crash into anything. And the reason that I know he was faking it was because months later he told me that he didn't actually pass out. So almost died that day.
So we were coming back from a date, right? And as he was bringing me home and we were walking home because we got off the bus like a few stops earlier so we could have time to walk and talk and, you know, just be with each other. And he says to me, you know, because your mom doesn't know where you are, I could kill you and put you in any of these dumpsters.
Nah, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Why? Red flag, red flag, red flag, giant red flag. Get out of there, yo. Get out of there. We're done.
And nobody would know. Child, when I say, this was also the same ex that when I moved out of state, he called me and left a voicemail saying that I'm a disgusting whore and that he will skin me alive. So there's that.
This man actually cried to me on the fake death anniversary of a girlfriend he never had, that never existed, that he said died in a car crash while they were together.
What?
I am going to make a very, very, very long story as short as I possibly can. I was in a very controlling and toxic relationship for a little over 5 years. During that, after
Where's she at? In the bat cave? Why is it so dark?
we broke up, things got crazy pretty fast. I remember he wouldn't move out of my house, and when he finally did, it was because I went out on my very first date. But that very next morning I walked out, he had taken half of the furniture. His parents made him bring it all back. I also found out that he had racked up all of my utility bills to the point that I couldn't pay for them and everything was getting shut off. $2,000 went missing in my account. Someone kept banging at my door late at night. Handprints would show up on my car. One time I walked in, he was just sitting in my living room after he had moved out, had no business being in my house. So
what? How did he get in your house? What's going on?
I don't know if everything over that course.
Hey, if you with somebody and they move out and y'all, you know, it's like an ex or something, change your locks immediately. Don't give him the chance to come back.
Of our breakup was all him, but I do know I was very scared of him for a very long time.
That would scare me too. My ex popped up. I come home from work or I'm getting groceries, hand full of groceries. I walk in, turn on the light, that motherfucker there, sitting at the table. What are you doing here? You're a stranger to me at this point. I know you, but we have nothing to do with each other. You're not even supposed to. How did you even get in here? And they say, oh yeah, the locks weren't changed. Nah, gotta change the locks.
I had explicitly told her that I had some pretty serious trauma from my father getting in a car accident with me in the passenger side and flipping the car over onto the passenger side. So I couldn't even get out of the door. Like I saw the pavement under my door and there was glass and stuff everywhere. But then when I was with her and she was driving me to work, we got in an accident, right? You know.
Don't tell me she's going to be toxic and make a joke.
And this was like the kind of accident where we were hit on the passenger side, again, where I was, spun the car all the way around, glass everywhere, airbags deployed, the horn is stuck on going, Ree! And she's just laughing. She
red flag.
Thinks it's so funny. I will never understand that, but it has stuck with me for a very long time. A very long time.
So in high school, I broke up with my ex because he was cheating on me. And like when we broke up, he treated me like he was trying to talk to me and stuff, and like he would just treat me like he would get so mad just because I wouldn't talk to him, and he would just like sexually assault me, like grab like random areas, inappropriate areas of me, like for no reason, just to do it. So yeah, that still bothers me because it's like, why would you do that? Like,
Okay.
like,
Okay, I have a pretty good one. About 7 years ago, I broke up with my boyfriend, my very first boyfriend ever. And just to keep the story a little bit short, after I broke up with him, he got really mad and he attacked me and he stabbed me
What?
22 times and he also tried to slit my throat.
He
Up with him,
what?
he got really mad and he attacked me and he stabbed me 22 times.
How is she still alive? Stabbed you 22 times? 22? He was going crazy. I'm talking about when you're in that, he's in the moment. He of the moment stabbing. He was mad. Nothing was gonna stop him. Somebody would have had to pull him off. The fact that
And he
she's
also tried to slit my throat. Here's my little scar. And he then brought me back to his house where I just laid in his bed, bleeding out until I finally convinced him to bring me to the hospital. And at that time, the cops came, cuffed him. I called my parents. And yeah, I was, scarred and still am, no pun intended.
So I'm
how is
15.
she still alive and she's happy about that? Nah, 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 nah. She's a red flag too. How are you laughing? This is haunting you, and you're laughing about it. Mm. Yo, this is
Years
this is
old and
oh
my
no no no
mom
no no
listened
no
to
no
like
no. This is the end of the video, man. That threw me off. That last scene threw me off. So we're done. I think I recorded a lot for today. We might record one more. Yeah. One thing that scarred me that my ex did, that will haunt me for the rest of my life. Um, I'll make a story time about it probably later on. So if you want to know, let me know. With that being said, that's the end of the video. Like it. We out. Peace.